In today's video, we're going to be showing you how the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra stacks up against my Tesla Powerwall 3 that we have here. This amazing machine goes beyond a power station. This is a whole home backup system that is expandable and it's quite amazing. So first of all, we're going to show you some of the features and then we're going to see how long this will power my complete home from 100% down to 0. So with that, let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so here's the Delta Pro Ultra. Now, right off, I want to mention the maneuverability of this unit is super easy. We were able to roll this all the way out from our garage on the concrete over here. Granted, if you were to try and roll this on gravel, it would be an absolute nightmare because this thing is heavy. This is a 12 kilowatt hour system with the extra battery. The standard kit comes with one battery. We have one additional one. And my Tesla Powerwall 3 is a 13 kW. So it's 1 kilowatt hour larger than this system. And you can tell the size difference. This is obviously much shorter and much wider, but the beauty of this is you can move this. So if I wanted to move this to another location, to another house, I could easily do that and have almost the same capacity as this Tesla Powerwall. This thing cannot be moved. It is permanent to this structure, which is something that I really like about the EcoFlow. Now over here on the side, as you can see, these are expandable. I'm not sure to what extent, but you can add a ton of these batteries, and each of these, if I'm not mistaken, is 6 kilowatt hours per battery. And then the beauty is you just daisy chain them like this. So we would put one underneath this and it would go to that one and they would just alternate like this. And you can significantly extend the power of this unit. But I thought this was cool that this was pretty equally matched. Now on my Tesla Powerwall 3 app, I was able to kind of get an average and we got about 5 hours of use when this is fully charged down to 20%. That's where I have it cut off to where it reserves 20% for an emergency if there's a power outage when we're down on our battery. So we're gonna do that same test and see how long this will power my whole home. And I'm really curious to see what it'll do. Now, just to give you a little overview here, we have the 4G module USB thing there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 regular outlets. These are 20 amp outlets, 120 volts, and online UPS. And then we have our 30 amp 120 outlet. And then we also have this guy here with the 4-prong. So that's the one we're actually going to be using. And then over here we have all of our solar, and then we have our charging port for grid power charging, and we have fast and slow, which is really nice. If you don't want to pull as much energy, you can go to the slow setting and it pulls about 500 watts. In fast, it'll do about 1500 watts. And this unit, I will say, with grid power, takes a long time to charge. We got it, I think it was at 30%, and it took about 13 hours on the slow setting because I didn't want to pull too much juice. But when we toggled over to the fast setting, it said that it would charge this in about 5 or 6 hours. So not too bad if you're on the fast setting, but just to give you kind of a little idea there. So we're going to roll this over to our manual disconnect and show you exactly how to set this up. Okay, so here on our main panel, we have an interlock kit, and I want to show you the beauty of this. This is just a manual interlock kit. So in the event of a power outage, this basically prevents your generator power and your main grid power from being on at the same time. So right now our grid power is on, and as you can see, we can't turn on our secondary power. So in order to duplicate this, I'm going to show you as if we had a power outage. Let's just say the power is out, no grid power is coming in at this point. So we're going to actively turn this off. There is absolutely no power going to the home now. So now, in order to turn our generator or backup breaker on, this is what's going to receive power and supply the rest of these breakers with power. I have to manually push this up and turn this on. So now that that's on, I cannot turn this back on. And the idea there is nothing will get backfed to the grid in case there's an emergency and people are doing repairs, linemen. This will prevent any potential of linemen getting injured or power going back and starting a fire or something of that nature. So I highly recommend getting an interlock kit. We have a separate video that shows how easy these are to install. They're pretty specific to your panel, so you just have to look and see how your panel is designed, and they make these in different orientations. Very easy to install. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my solar to prevent any issues there. So this is the 60 amp breaker right here. So now the solar is off. We would then turn off things that we don't want running, like our hot tub. That's not really a necessary item. We do have a new heat pump, so this is actually not a 50 amp breaker anymore, or it's not going to pull 50 amps. It's significantly smaller with our heat pump. So we could just go through here and toggle what we don't want to run and what we do want to run with our battery backup. So next, what we're going to do is, and just to kind of give you an idea of what's behind here, so this is our power inlet box, and all it is a male 4-prong, and it goes with the correct wiring up to this breaker. And so all this is allowing potential power to come in and feed the rest of these breakers. So what we're gonna do is get the proper cord right here. It's just gonna be a 4-prong extension cord. So we're gonna plug one end in here and the other into our EcoFlow Ultra. All right, so this is the plug, or the extension cord rather, that we're gonna be using today. And just FYI, this will never ever be live. This is not giving power, this is just receiving power. So we're gonna take the female end of our cord, match up the one that has the right angle there. We're gonna plug that in, twist it, lock it in. And now the beauty of this is it's completely waterproof. So if it's raining or whatever, that's not gonna be an issue. Now, I will say this unit is not waterproof. I would not recommend leaving this uncovered. However, it's totally fine in the heat. They have mentioned that these are okay to have in high temperatures. So just something to note there. So next we'll just line this up, plug it in and twist. So now we have 240 volts going to this plug. So now let's just see what we got. So we're at 99%. It is 4:08 on the 16th of August. Now we're going to click the AC button, and that's going to power all of these units right here. And we can actively see all of the items that were running when we turned everything off, as if the power went out. So right now we're pulling 1200 watts. And this is saying we can run for 10, 11 hours at this rate of usage. That's pretty sick. So let's go inside and see what all is running right now. I'm not sure if my mini splits came back on, but let's check it out. All right, so power came on by itself and our Mr. Cool unit came back on to 69. It's blowing cold air right now. As you can see, it's 69 in the house. Generally speaking, this is the only mini split head that we have to use to condition the space. Our master bedroom, we cool down to like 65 overnight, but in the event of an emergency, that wouldn't be the case. So we're just gonna run that one head unit. And then in here in the garage, pardon my mess, our Mr. Cool unit in here came back on, and we are blowing cold air. Let's see if the condenser is running on this guy. Check out how my dog lays. Crazy boy. He just got groomed. He's nice and fluffy. Yeah. He's a good boy. My fig plant is doing amazing. Look at all these new growth here. All right, so this unit just came back on. I didn't touch anything on the remote, so it took a minute for it to cycle back on. And our fan is on, pulling tons of heat out. Let's check if our main unit in the house is also running. Also, our pool pump is actively running. We could turn this off but I want to see how many amps this unit is pulling. And then we can kind of cycle some stuff off. So up there, I don't know if you can see that. The fan is spinning. Our main unit in the house is running. So if I had to guess right now, we're probably pulling about 3.7. Oh wow, dang, 6,200 watts right now. Our jet pump is on the hot tub though, so for giggles, I'm gonna turn this off. See what this drops down to. 37. That's more like what we generally see, 3.7 kilowatts during this time of day. So this is saying this will run for 3 hours, 6 minutes. And granted, it's not going to be running at this rate all the time. Once this has reached temperature, like in our garage, it's going to kind of cycle on and off, and this number will go up and down. So like I said, I want to run this just as if everything normally is running. So during the day, my mini split in the garage is running, my mini split in the house is running, and my pool pump is running. But I'm going to turn the pool pump off and see what this number goes down to. We're at 3270. Okay, so turning the pool pump off lowered from 32 to 27. So that was a pretty substantial draw there. This is now saying 4 hours, 14 minutes that we can run. And in the event of an emergency, obviously I don't need to run my mini split in the garage. So curious what this will lower down to if we turn this guy off. And you know, some days if I'm working in here, I'll have the mini split on, but most times if I'm not in the garage, that's off. So right now, with just my home mini split running, we're pulling about 1,500 watts. I think because the temperature threshold is met, and so it's not actively demanding for cooling right now, we're only pulling 1,400 watts. This says it'll run for 8 hours and 50 minutes. So once the compressor kicks on, this number will go up for a little bit and then it will come down. So I'm just going to let it sit at this rate and see how long this will actually run with this cycling up and down. You can see it's kind of going up a little bit right now, 1,500 watts, kind of fluctuates up and down. So we're just going to let this run. Again, it's about 4:15 on the 16th. And who knows, maybe this thing will run into the night. Generally, when it gets dark and it's less demand from the cooling system, it's going to be pulling less amps. So I'm really curious to see how well this guy will do. Now, the other cool part about this system is we can do a high input. This is a large amount of solar that we can put in here. It even has a little disconnect there. And so I've got solar coming, it's on the way, and you can set those up anywhere in your yard and actively get a couple of thousand watts of power. So this can be a real game changer in the event of a power outage where the sun is shining. We can actively charge the unit up with this, which is not really the case with our Tesla Powerwall 3. Again, something that makes the EcoFlow much more versatile than something like the Tesla Powerwall 3. So as you can see right now, our gas dryer and our washing machine are currently running. So let's show you what it's drawing with these two items running. All right, so out here at our unit, right now it's saying it'll run another 4 hours and 51 minutes. It's currently pulling 2,000 watts. That's with our central AC running, the mini split, our main fridge in the house. We have another fridge in our back garage that's currently running, and we have the washer and dryer currently running. So once that cycle is done, this number will lower back down and our number will jump back up. But right now it's showing 4 hours 35 minutes. It's 5:11. So let's keep running it and see where we're at. All right, guys, it is 10 o'clock in the evening. So we started this test at about 4 o'clock. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're 6 hours in. We're at 24%. Currently, my wife, she's been doing a lot of laundry, and so it's been drawing that a little bit quicker. Currently, our gas dryer is running. We're pulling 1,700. Just with the mini split running and nothing else, we're pulling about 1400 watts. So this has done amazing, and I'm like really impressed with this system. And I also wanted to show you the app here. So I downloaded the EcoFlow app, and really cool interface. You can control all of your plugs, see how much usage you have, how many watts is being pulled at any time. And you can even do a grid system very similar to the Tesla Powerwall 3. So I'll actually show you this. This is on my Tesla Powerwall. So you can adjust the usage. If you only want this to run down to, by default, I think it's 20%. So you can basically do the same thing with the EcoFlow. You can adjust this if you have this going to AC power, and AC power can charge this at a certain time of day that's a fraction of the cost of the peak hours, say from 6 to 10 o'clock in the evening are really big ones. So if you can charge this with AC power, and you can set up the schedule for when to charge and then use your energy during that 6 to 10 p.m. window, that can save you a ton of money even without having solar. Not to mention the awesomeness of having this as a backup solution. So with that being said, this is probably going to die obviously while we're asleep. So I'm gonna move it over back to grid power, and then we'll come back in the morning and maybe reconnect this and just see how much longer. But right now I'm gonna disconnect it. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. So we've gotten 6 hours out of this, and we're still at 23%. Well guys, I'm really impressed with the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. We were able to get close to 7.5 or 8 hours of runtime if we had let it gone for that additional hour and a half, which is really impressive considering I was running my AC in the middle of summer. We didn't have to do that. We could have just run the essentials and run it for much longer. Now this unit is a 12 kW compared to my Tesla Powerwall 3. That is a 13.5 kW, and it's really hard unless we do the same exact items at the same exact time. But overall, I hope this gives you a good idea of what the EcoFlow is capable of. Now, I did find out that this is capable of extending to 90 kilowatt hours. So you can put as many of those as you want. This exact system that we have here is about $6,500 for this combo, which the Tesla Powerwall 3 starts at $8,300 and goes up to $10,000, depending on what dealer you get it from. So the EcoFlow can save tons of money. And as we said before, you don't even have to have solar for this to make sense. If you're running on time of use with your power company, typically from 6 to 10 o'clock on the weekdays is here in Utah. That's the peak hours, and the amount that they charge in that window is exponentially higher than any other time during that day. So what you can do is program your EcoFlow to charge with grid power when it's really cheap, and use that energy from 6 to 10 o'clock, which we've proven it's easily capable of doing it for that time frame. And that can save you a ton of money even without solar. But if you do get solar later down the road, that can save you even more money. So if you're looking for a whole home backup system, definitely check out the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. I'll make sure to leave links in the video description, as well as this QR code that's popped up throughout this video. Now, if you want to see how to install the power inlet box that allows you to get that power to your whole home, check out this video right here, and we walk you through that process from start to finish, as well as the interlock kit. Until next time, you guys be safe. Later.